The clock was ticking. Emily stared at the number on her screen. $50,000. That was the amount she needed to save for her daughter Ella's college education. But it wasn't just the number that filled her with dread. It was the weight of the task ahead. She was a single mom, working long hours, juggling bills, and trying to keep up with everything life had thrown her way. How could she possibly save that much money without losing her sanity in the process? But then, something unexpected happened. She found a way, not by sacrificing every little joy in her life or working herself into the ground, but through a series of small, calculated decisions that together created a wave of progress. And by the end of the year, she was already a third of the way there. You're probably wondering, how did she do it? Is it really possible to save that much money without turning your life upside down? And the answer, my friend, is yes. Saving $50,000 for your kids' education can seem like an overwhelming challenge at first, but with the right strategies, it can actually be easier than you think. The best part? It doesn't have to stress you out. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. According to the College Board, the average cost of a 4-year public college education in the U.S. is over $27,000 per year. Private colleges, the average is more than $40,000. And these numbers are expected to keep rising every year. But don't panic. There's no need to fall into the trap of feeling like you can't possibly keep up. You might be asking, where do I even start? The first thing you need to know is that saving for your child's education is a marathon, not a sprint. It's all about consistency and smart planning. If you start early, you'll be amazed at how quickly that $50,000 goal can become a reality. One of the most powerful tools available to parents is the 529 College Savings Plan. It's a tax-advantaged account designed specifically for education savings, and it can help you accumulate significant amounts without paying a dime in taxes on the growth of your investment. But don't stop there. There are so many ways to put your money to work and make those savings grow. Even if you're starting late in the game, it's never too late to begin. Let's break this down. To save $50,000 in 10 years, all you need to do is set aside $5,000 each year. That's just $417 per month. If you can't imagine scraping together that much each month, don't worry. You don't have to do it all at once. Start small and gradually increase your contributions as your financial situation improves. Even if you begin by saving just $100 or $200 a month, you're already on the right track. Over time, you'll build momentum, and that $50,000 goal will feel more and more within reach. Here's the secret. It's all about the power of compounding interest. Let's say you invest $5,000 a year into a low-cost index fund, which historically has returned about 7% annually. By the end of 10 years, you'll have over $70,000 in your account, enough to cover your child's entire college education, with some leftover for unexpected costs. That's the magic of starting early and investing wisely. But what if you're not quite sure how to start investing? Don't worry. There are plenty of resources out there to help you navigate the world of investments. From robo-advisors that manage your investments for you to low-cost options like exchange-traded funds, ETFs, there's something for everyone, regardless of how much you know about the stock market. Another strategy that can help you reach your savings goal is cutting back on non-essential expenses. Now, I know the word budget can sound like a dirty word to some, but it doesn't have to be. Think of it more as a roadmap, a guide to show you where your money is going and where you can trim the fat. Maybe it's forgoing your daily latte or switching to a less expensive streaming service. Small changes can add up over time, and those savings can be put to better use. It's all about being intentional with your money. The truth is, every dollar you save for your child's future is a dollar you don't have to scramble for later. Sure, the idea of $50,000 may seem daunting, but what's even more daunting is the thought of being unprepared when the time comes for your child to start their college journey. And don't forget about your employer's benefits. Some companies offer tuition assistance or 529 matching programs. These can significantly boost your savings, and if you're not taking full advantage of them, you could be leaving money on the table. If you're unsure if your employer offers any education-related benefits, it's worth asking. You'd be surprised at what's available. Let's take a moment to talk about the emotional side of saving for education. As parents, we want the best for our children. We want to give them the opportunities to succeed, to thrive, to follow their dreams. But there's also the nagging voice in the back of our heads that says, what if I can't afford it? What if I fail? It's normal to have doubts. It's normal to feel overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the task. But here's the thing, you don't have to do it alone. There's an entire community of parents and financial experts out there who've walked this path before you. You can learn from their experiences, share your struggles, and find support when the road gets tough. And remember, every step you take towards saving is a victory. It doesn't matter if it's $50 or $500. What matters is that you're making progress, and that progress will add up over time. Another key component to consider is scholarships. They're not just for the academically gifted or the star athletes. There are scholarships out there for almost every interest, background, and achievement. Your child may qualify for financial aid or merit-based scholarships that can reduce the overall cost of education. Don't overlook this opportunity to lighten the financial load. Now let's address the elephant in the room: debt. It's easy to fall into the trap of taking out loans to pay for college, but let me tell you, debt can quickly snowball and follow your child into adulthood. If you can avoid or minimize borrowing, you'll save your child from a mountain of debt that could take decades to pay off. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional and taking small steps every day to reach your goal. Even if you can't save the full $50,000, every dollar counts. If you can cover half of the cost, that's a huge win. That's less debt, less stress, and a brighter future for your child. At the end of the day, it's about building a legacy. It's about giving your child the gift of education without saddling them with financial burdens. The best part? You don't have to do it alone. The resources are out there, the tools are available, and with some careful planning and a bit of discipline, you can make this goal a reality. So take a deep breath. Start small. Take one step at a time. And remember, you've got this. You're not just saving for your child's education. You're investing in their future and yours. And as Emily continued to look at her savings grow, something amazing happened. She didn't just feel relief. She felt empowered. Saving money for her child's future wasn't a burden. It became a source of pride. And not just for her, but for Ella too. They'd talk about the progress, the strategies, and the little sacrifices they made along the way. It became a family goal, something they worked on together. It wasn't just about putting away money. It was about teaching Ella the value of hard work, patience, and planning. That's the real beauty of saving for your child's education. It's not just about the money you put away. It's about the life lessons you impart along the way. You're teaching them responsibility, discipline, and financial literacy. These are lessons that will stay with them for life, lessons they can apply to every financial decision they make in the future. They'll understand the importance of saving, budgeting, and making informed decisions, skills that are crucial for success in today's world. Now, let's take a moment to talk about the emergency fund concept. We all know that life doesn't always go according to plan, and that's why it's crucial to have some buffer room in your saving strategy. Set aside an emergency fund, something that isn't tied to your child's education fund. This way, if unexpected expenses arise, like car repairs or medical bills, you won't have to dip into the education savings. It's a small adjustment that can make a huge difference in keeping your savings intact and stress-free. One critical element that often gets overlooked in the saving process is the cost of college itself. While saving $50,000 may seem like a monumental task, consider this: the cost of college is not just tuition. It includes books, living expenses, meal plans, travel, and other fees that can add up quickly. To get a true picture of how much you need, it's important to factor in the full picture. Consider looking into the specifics of your child's potential schools. Some might have lower living costs or offer more generous financial aid packages, reducing the total amount you'll need to save. But even with a strategy in place, saving for college doesn't always go smoothly. There will be months where you just don't have the extra $417 to put aside. Life happens. But here's the thing: don't let one bad month derail everything. Life is full of unexpected events, and that's okay. The key is consistency over time. If you can make up for it later, do it. If not, that's okay too. The goal is to stay the course and keep looking at the bigger picture. The journey to saving $50,000 for your child's education is like a puzzle. Sometimes it's a little hard to see how the pieces fit, but in the end, everything comes together. Perhaps the most powerful lesson Emily learned throughout her journey was this: you don't have to be perfect to succeed. She wasn't the richest person in the world, and she didn't have a magic formula to make money appear out of thin air. But she had determination, and she made smart, strategic decisions. Those decisions, when compounded over time, brought her closer to her goal. She didn't just save money for Ella's education. She saved for Ella's future, for her own peace of mind, and for the lessons they learned together. Let's take a moment to reflect on a powerful idea. Investing in education is one of the most important investments you'll ever make. Sure, you can put your money into stocks, real estate, or business ventures, but nothing can compare to the long-term value of giving your child access to higher education. Education opens doors. It empowers them to choose their path, explore their passions, and create a future that's rich with opportunity. So, where do you go from here? The most important thing is to start. It doesn't matter where you are in your financial journey. Today is the day to take that first step. Even if you're just setting aside a small amount each month, that's progress. Don't be discouraged by how far you have to go. Instead, be motivated by how far you've come. Every dollar saved is a dollar closer to your child's future. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the big picture, but remember, nothing is impossible if you break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Start with a 529 plan or a high-yield savings account, and watch your savings grow steadily over time. Review your budget regularly, make adjustments where necessary, and keep your focus on the goal. At the end of the day, saving $50,000 doesn't just mean setting aside money. It's about creating a legacy of responsibility, discipline, and opportunity for your child. It's about showing them that their dreams are worth fighting for, that with hard work and planning, they can achieve anything. And when that day finally comes, when they step onto that college campus, you'll know that you've given them something priceless, a future filled with possibility. Now, I know this process can be daunting, and you may feel like it's too much to handle. But trust me, you can do this. Just like Emily, you can take control of your finances, make smart decisions, and watch your savings grow. No matter what life throws at you, stay the course and remember, you're not just saving money, you're investing in your child's future. And that is a legacy worth building. So what are you waiting for? Start today and watch your family's financial future unfold before you. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. You've got this. And as time went on, Emily's confidence grew. She realized that the hardest part wasn't saving $50,000. It was getting started. Once she had taken that first step, everything else fell into place. The fear of the unknown faded, replaced by a sense of control. Instead of worrying about how she would make ends meet or whether she'd ever reach her savings goal, she began to feel empowered by the small decisions she made every day. She'd think back to that initial feeling, the overwhelming stress of that $50,000 goal, and laugh at how far she had come. The progress didn't happen overnight, but it did happen. And when Ella, now older and beginning to understand the value of money and hard work, asked her about the college savings plan, Emily explained it all with pride. She shared the lessons she'd learned, the mistakes she'd made, and the strategies that worked best. It became an ongoing conversation, one that would shape Ella's future as much as the college education itself. But Emily's story isn't unique. In fact, it's a story that's playing out in homes across the country, where parents, single, married, working multiple jobs, or trying to make ends meet, are learning to navigate the complex world of saving for their children's education. The good news is you don't need to have a six-figure income or be a financial expert to make a significant impact on your child's future. The key is understanding that it's not about how much you make, but how much you keep and how you manage it. One crucial point to remember is that savings don't always have to come from your own paycheck. Look for other ways to grow the education fund that are often overlooked. Tax refunds, bonuses, or any extra income you might receive could be a huge opportunity to boost your child's education savings without disrupting your regular budget. Even if it's just a small portion of a tax return, Contributing that unexpected windfall can help you stay on track without straining your monthly expenses. There's another overlooked method that can make a big difference: automating your savings. Setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to your 529 plan or savings account every month ensures that you won't forget to save. Automation removes the guesswork and the temptation to skip contributions because of a tight month. It's like putting your savings on autopilot, freeing you from the burden of constantly thinking about it. This method not only simplifies the process but also helps you build a habit. Once the habit is in place, the savings happen naturally, almost effortlessly. But beyond the numbers and strategies, there's something even more powerful that parents can instill in their children: the mindset of financial independence. This isn't just about saving for college. This is about teaching your kids how to manage money wisely throughout their lives. In a way, when you save for their education, you're showing them the value of preparation, foresight, and long-term thinking. The more they see you prioritize your financial goals and make responsible choices, the more likely they are to adopt these habits themselves. That's why it's important not to feel guilty if your savings aren't as much as you'd hoped by a certain deadline. Life throws curveballs, and everyone's financial journey is different. What's important is that you're doing something. The small decisions you make today, whether it's skipping a few nights of eating out or finding ways to reduce recurring bills, are the foundation of a much bigger picture. Your child may not understand the sacrifices right away, but they'll certainly appreciate them later. They'll understand that their education was something you fought for, and that in itself is a powerful lesson. This journey also brings with it moments of reflection. Emily often found herself thinking back to when she was in college, the struggle of financing her own education, and how much she wished her parents had been able to help more. But through her own hard work and sacrifice, she knew she was giving Ella something that would set her up for success, both academically and financially. It wasn't just about paying for tuition. It was about providing her with an opportunity to build a life without the burden of debt weighing her down. And while that $50,000 goal might still seem far away, there's one thing that's certain: every step forward brings you closer. The first step is often the hardest, but once you take it, you realize that it wasn't as difficult as it seemed. With the right tools, the right mindset, and a little bit of patience, you can achieve whatever financial goal you set your sights on. The real key to saving for your child's education, without the stress, is not in making huge sacrifices or working around the clock. It's in the mindset that saving for their future is not a burden. It's an investment in both their future and your own peace of mind. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the size of the task, break it down into manageable pieces, automate where possible, and stay consistent. And remember that you're not just saving money, you're giving your child something far more valuable than just a college degree. You're giving them the freedom to chase their dreams without the weight of debt on their shoulders. You're giving them the gift of opportunity, an opportunity to choose the path they want without worrying about the financial implications. And as any parent will tell you, that's the greatest gift you can give. And as the years go by, and that $50,000 goal is met or even exceeded, Emily will continue to look at her daughter with pride. Ella's future will be bright, and that light will shine because Emily made a choice. An informed, strategic, and empowered choice to invest in her future, to plan ahead, and to build a legacy. So don't wait. Start now. The journey of 1,000 steps begins with just one. Whether it's $100 this month or $500 next month, each deposit, each choice, brings you closer to the ultimate goal of a debt-free future for your child. You've got this, and in a few years you'll look back and be amazed at how much progress you've made. As you take control of your finances, remember, the road to saving for your kids' education is a marathon, not a sprint. Each step, each strategy, and each decision, no matter how small, is building the foundation for your child's future success. And that's a future worth working for. Now that you've learned how to start saving for your child's education without the stress, it's time to take action. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin, because that moment is now. Whether it's setting up an automatic savings plan, making your first deposit, or simply reviewing your budget, every step counts. Your child's future is too important to put off. If you found these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and join our community of parents who are dedicated to securing a brighter future for their kids. We've got more practical advice and strategies coming your way, and we want you to be a part of this journey with us. Leave a comment below and let us know. What's the first step you're going to take today to start saving for your child's education? We'd love to hear from you and support you on this journey. Remember, it's never too early to start. Take control, make a plan, and watch your savings grow. Your child's future begins today. Let's make it a reality.